What is scoliosis? Scoliosis is when there's a sideways curve of the spine shaped like a C or an S. I have a personal story for you. So I have scoliosis and I didn't find out until my freshman or sophomore year of high school when I had to go get a sports physical for the spring sport that I was going to be in and that everybody has to take. There are some early signs of scoliosis, and scoliosis can be detected by scoliosis checks in schools, mainly elementary schools and maybe middle schools. The nurse will come and check all the kids' backs and to see if they have symptoms of scoliosis, and some symptoms would be uneven shoulders or waists, and if one hip is higher than the other is traditionally the most common things that people notice. Scoliosis is also monitored by regular x-rays to see if the curve has changed or worsened in any way. Scoliosis can also affect how the body looks. This can cause people to favor one side of their body more than the other. For instance, I personally favor my right side more than my left because my curve seems to make it harder for me to reach higher with my left arm. I also feel like I have more strength and stability with my right side than my left. And now, for how common it is, surprisingly, medical professionals don't really know exactly what causes scoliosis, but they do know that heredity is a factor because the disorder tends to run in families, as stated by the Mayo Clinic. Also, older children or adolescents is when scoliosis typically will begin because they have those sudden growth spurts, and that's when it all happens. Also, girls are more likely to develop scoliosis than boys. There are a few different types of treatment that people can get, and one is a back brace. If a child is still growing and the curve is moderate, then doctors will recommend for them to get a back brace. Some think that the brace will set the spine straight again, but that's not true. It only helps the curve from getting any worse. It does not cure scoliosis. It does not make the spine go back straight. It just prevents it from getting any worse. And the most common type of brace is a plastic back brace that is conformed to the person's specific body, and the brace goes under the arms, around the torso, and just above the hips. And the next treatment, it can be surgery. The most common type of surgery for scoliosis is spinal fusion. Doctors will connect two or more vertebrae together. Then metal rods, hooks, and screws holds the spine straight so that the bones that they did fuse, that they are together correctly and properly. And the last treatment is sometimes treatment isn't necessary at all. Because in my case, I didn't have to have any treatment. I didn't have to have a brace. I didn't have to have surgery because my curve was not going to get any worse because I was already past those growth spurts. And it also wouldn't affect their daily lives. It wouldn't cause them to have extreme back pain every day. It just makes their backs uncomfortable, but it doesn't hurt or is unbearable. And again, scoliosis is when there's a curve in the spine that is shaped like a C or an S. And there are many different physical ways of detection, like just if the body is uneven, and the most common in adolescents that are still growing, and if there is family history of scoliosis. There are 3 different types of treatment, which are back braces, surgery, and no treatment at all. And luckily, I never had to have any type of treatment for my scoliosis.